Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans, welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm ElliJare, and welcome to the post-Christmas edition of the No Shave Man Cave. We got ElliJare in here. Jay Tilly is out on location. Okay, he's spending time with his family. Mad props. Hope Amy and the girls got exactly what they wanted. I know Tiff got some Uggs that are next to impossible to get a hold of. Fortunately, we were able to get a hold of a pair, so super cool. Hope everybody enjoyed your very Merry Christmas or the start of Hanukkah. Kwanzaa was yesterday, and hope everybody's enjoying their holidays as we get ready to roll into a new year. And you sit here and you think, man, what a year, and it started with Wrestle Kingdom, and we're rolling into the end of the year, and AEW has a couple of shows that are going to cap off the year, and I tell you, it's going to be bonkers to hear and see World's End. And if we walk out and Samoa Joe is your new AEW World Champion, I wouldn't be mad at that. I think that would be phenomenal. And, you would have a great story that you'd be able to tell why Samoa Joe is your world champion. And then, behind the scenes, MJF is injured. He's got some hip stuff and some other stuff going on. So it would give him a minute to go heal up. And then you have the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships that, he's got to defend. So, he's really been putting it in. So to give MJF a minute, I don't necessarily think it would be a bad thing. Now, WWE went through and gave you some great stuff. And I really enjoyed the show and sort of recapped some stuff. And I don't know about you, but watching Rhea Ripley win over Charlotte, the elation and the no shit joy that she showed is that's like the pure emotion that makes me a wrestling fan day over day over day. And it's think back to the first time that Shawn Michaels won the world championship, and you had Jim Ross over there, a boyhood dream come true. And anytime I see someone or a title change hands, that's like the monologue that's playing in the background. And when Rhea Ripley won at WrestleMania over Charlotte, that was freaking legit. That was awesome. We went through some ups and downs. Like everybody knows, I was not all in favor of Cody not winning the world title at WrestleMania 39. And I don't think he's going to win it at WrestleMania 40 because it's just the timeline and the way it plays out. But you've got some fantastic matches that have occurred over the year, and I think this is why we're wrestling fans, right? You can like the guys and girls that wear the white hats. You can boo the guys and girls that wear the black hats. And then you have some of those wrestling characters that sort of skirt in between. And you're not sure exactly how to feel about them. But you stay with them because they're part of your story. They're part of everything. So you have your fan favorites And then you have those diabolical bad guys that you can't help but just boo, right? And you go back to the battles that were fought over the Intercontinental title, and Scott Hall standing on top of the ladder holding both titles. He was one of those ones that sort of skirted the line between good, bad, and ugly. And of course, you had your Stone Colds. Becky tried to play both sides, and she was the man, the moniker the man. But you've got, you have some of those generational talents that come along, and you're like, dude, this is why I love professional wrestling. You've got the tag teams like the Road Warriors or Legion of Doom, as we knew them in the WWE, and they talked a little bit, and when Hawk talked, ooh, what a rush, and Animal would get his stuff in, and it was freaking awesome. The Steiners, they were traditionally bad guys, but you look at today and the way social media is, and you see them outside the ring, but then you see them inside the ring, and you're like, well, wait a minute, what am I supposed to think? Well, I tell you, I think Seth Rollins has been doing a great job as a world champion, but I personally think he's a much better bad guy. That's me. I think he is a much better bad guy. Some folks that he could go toe-to-toe with, that would be freaking awesome, to really put him over and put the title over and, continue to elevate the championship and everything. Bring Braun Breaker to the main roster. Damian Priest comes over. If you get someone to cash in the Money in the Bank for the world title, does it not make the title? I think it does. You've had Jey Uso go in there and put on a great freaking show, and matches like that are what we talk about getting over and going over. Yes, Jey didn't come out the victor, but arguably, I think Jey won because he came out looking like a main event star. Oh, I'm main event Jey Uso, yada yada yada. Hell yeah, he is. Jimmy, he's there almost, sort of, kind of, depending on the promo and what's going on. The dynamic over on Friday night is a little bit different because Roman Reigns, his character looms so hard and so high. But that's not to say that that's a bad thing. Then you've got Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day and everything that she's done with the winning the title from Charlotte, which I think was a fantastic match. And shout out to Charlotte. Hope she comes back quickly. And an unfortunate injury in a match against Asuka. And you hate to hear anything about joints and knees and all this other stuff. And our superstars and our wrestlers don't have an off season, so you see them morning, noon, and night, and you've got some massive injuries. And although unfortunate, I really hope that she comes back, as strong as possible. Now, think about this. When Aaron Rodgers went out for the Jets, did that not give Zach Wilson an opportunity to come out and shine and go, hey, Aaron's going to be here for a couple of years, don't forget about me? Well, he kind of chokes. It's unfortunate. Yes, I'm a New York Giants fan. I'm not trying to crack on the Jets because they share a stadium and, they fight for page 3, and the Giants have multiple world championships, and the Jets haven't really done much. But I digress. So you've got Rhea Ripley over here. You've got Seth Rollins over here. You've got Gunther over here. You've got the tag team champions. I think they're getting ready to bring out a new title with over on the with the WWE. Now, some other stuff that they've got going on is this new Forbidden Door, Open Door with All Japan Professional Wrestling. And Dempsey from NXT, who's also Regal's son, is going to go over and compete. How awesome would this be if this is sort of the, I don't want to say catalyst, but the beginning of NXT Japan or NXT Asia or whatever they're going to make it, and then you've got NXT Europe, and then you've got NXT 2.0, or the current version of NXT. Now, everything that's going on is just screaming 2024 is going to be freaking phenomenal for professional wrestling. AEW is doing well. We've got some fans of the show, friends of the show that are AEW wrestlers. We've reached out to WWE public relations to try and get some of their superstars on. We have some connections with some of the wrestlers, superstars, with the WWE. Us, Jay Tilley and I, being veterans, we're trying to get some veterans on the show. And if you're a fan of the show and you're a veteran and you want to come on, even if you're not a veteran, and you want to come on and you just want to give a quick little shout out and talk some smack or whatever, let's do it. Let's get you on and get your stuff in and get you off. It doesn't have to be a big, long, drawn out thing. Or you can cut your promo. We'll put it up on our socials as well. We'll drop it on our YouTube channel, and we'll continue to make the No Shave Man Cave and professional wrestling just freaking awesome. I just got the tingle in the jaw, as you start talking about something that you really enjoy. Now, we're over here talking about things that we enjoyed, so let's run through. We didn't see Roman Reigns a whole lot. I think he had 11 matches, and only defended the title, a couple of times. He was in some tag team matches. He was at Elimination Chamber against Sami Zayn, which that is in my top 5 matches of the year because of the story that they told. You've got one guy fighting from underneath. You've got one guy fighting from above. You've got, outside interference. You've got all this other stuff, and you have this wave of emotion that you're watching unfold, and it's just, that's the beauty of professional wrestling that you get to see every day of the week, basically. That the way everything is now. Jay Tilley and I are very fortunate to, have time, although mildly limited, and I do skip commercials. I apologize to our sponsors when I'm watching professional wrestling and sports entertainment. But I tell you, I know what great tag teams look like, and I know what fun looks like in the ring, and I know what, folks going through the motions look like. And this year, yeah, we've seen some wrestlers and superstars going through the motions, and then you find out, oh, they're battling an injury, or they were, they weren't supposed to be in the match, but someone was delayed, so this is what, ended up happening. We talk about some of the greatest world champions, and, everybody's talking about, Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund and Hulk Hogan. Well, now you have Roman Reigns beating these records. Pedro Morales is, one of the greatest Intercontinental champions. But, who are some great champions that we have now? Orange Cassidy, phenomenal champion over at AEW. And it's so great to see him carrying this championship right now, because that's not what's supposed to be occurring. it's supposed to be Moxley, but because of him getting dinged up and Phoenix going over and sort of an impromptu title win, you know, that you can't be mad at what they're putting in with Orange Cassidy. You've got some great character work going on with Big Bill and Starks with the tag team championships. You have the unfortunate situation with Kenny Omega being out for an undetermined amount of time. So shout out to him and speedy recovery. Hope everything goes well and you're able to get back healthy and fine. Great tag team, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They were a great tag team, and then they won the championship, and they carried the titles for a little bit, and then they dropped them to Judgment Day. Now, Judgment Day carrying the championships, it makes sense because they're a strong faction, big personalities, and you have to have a story to tell, sort of as a means to an end, right? So things eventually have to fall apart. Can they coexist? Who's the first one to go? Is it going to be Damian Priest? Probably won't be Dominic because he won't go against Mommy. So here we go. But you've got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, winning the tag team championships at WrestleMania. Now, that whole WrestleMania thing almost seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Because the Usos now on separate shows, main event Jey Uso doing his thing, competing for a world title. Jimmy still trying to figure out if he's going to get done dirty by his own brother, And then you have the WrestleMania match that we had in April with Gunther, McIntyre, and Sheamus. Well, Sheamus has been out with an injury. Is Sheamus going to come back? I think he will. I think you'll see him here shortly when his protege goes against pretty deadly. I think you'll see them back. It's hard to believe that how much the wrestling landscape has changed from WrestleMania to now. Even Payback or SummerSlam or some of those things, the layout has changed so much. And again, let's touch on Charlotte going out. Now, what does this do with Charlotte going out? Oh, it's an unfortunate injury, very significant injury. And she's a human being, so it's unfortunate that another human being got hurt. But now this opens the door for Monet to get paid, come back to the WWE, because the WWE needs main event caliber talent on the women's roster. Yes, they already have it with Zoe, Trish Stratus getting ready to come back. You've got Becky, and of course you've got Io Sky and Asuka. Becky, again, Becky is killing it. Bayley has been looking really, really good. The character work that Bayley has been doing, I think, is significant, which sort of tells a tale of what's going to occur here down the road. But hey, who am I? I don't necessarily know because I'm not in the know when it comes to WWE. It's just I'm over here reading the tea leaves, and my WWE brain tells me here's what's going to happen. You're going to see Trish Stratus come back. She obviously needs to be put in a main event or top level storyline because it's Trish Stratus. She's a Hall of Famer, and that is going to be so much fun, especially when you get Monet coming back, and you're going to get Monet against Io for the world title, and how freaking awesome would that be? You're going to get Becky Lynch against Rhea Ripley for the World Championship. How awesome is that going to be? Yeah, I'll take that twice on Sunday. Twice on Sunday. Why do you say Sunday? Because that's night 2 of WrestleMania, and I think, you know, I could see the main event occurring on Saturday being Rhea Ripley against Becky Lynch, but I don't necessarily think that's going to occur. It could be the World Championship with Seth Rollins defending his title against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre walking out your WWE World Champion. I don't necessarily want to see Cody and Roman at WrestleMania. I think that needs to occur at like SummerSlam maybe, and then he walks out the victor. But you know, we don't know necessarily what's going to occur, you know, because there's still a lot of time to go. Now, this has been a great year for wrestling. It has been a great year for character work, and when you look at the layout for wrestling and how each organization does their thing, right? So you have New Japan with the G1. Now you have AEW with the Continental Classic. And then you have the WWE with the Intercontinental and the United States title tournaments. They're all competing for a shot at the title. G1 has a little bit longer of a evolution of the, you know, how the tournament unfolds. The winner gets a shot at the title, whereas with the Continental Classic, at the final of the final match, that wrestler will walk away the Ring of Honor World Champion, the Strong Champion, and the Continental Classic Champion. Now, you know, Eddie Kingston was the Ring of Honor World Champion, and to not be able to defend that title, win, lose, or draw, yeah, I mean, I don't know how to feel about that. I would feel a certain kind of way if I was Eddie. You know, that's his world title that he's fought so hard. Now in 2024, I see him winning the AEW world title. I really do. I also see Orange Cassidy dropping I got the international title right here. I see him dropping the international title and winning the AEW championship. So we'll see the AEW title change hands twice next year, and there'll be some stability in AEW that we haven't quite, you know, had. The WWE, NWA, the New Japan, I think Sonata will carry the New Japan title for quite a while, unless Okada does decide to re-sign with New Japan. I think he's going to go, there's some talk he's going to end up at AEW. He could still end up at WWE or Impact. Now, Impact is getting ready to rebrand, and I am so freaking excited because I've been a TNA fan since day one. I didn't love the six-sided ring, but I didn't hate it either. And, you know, before they decided that they wanted to go head-to-head against the WWE, they were really pulling some great numbers, and they were on Spike, and their TV deal was whatever. But they're coming back. They're getting rebranded, and I think this is going to be absolutely awesome. And I really wish the best for TNA, and I can't wait to see what that title is going to look like, because it's going to end up here on the shelf. I don't know what title I'm going to have to take down in order to replace. Another title that we're going to be replacing, super excited about this one. Jay Tilley and I started drafting up what the new No Shave Man Cave title is going to look like, and we've been bouncing around some ideas. It's going to be gold, It's going to be super cool, and it's going to be an absolute gift, if you know what I mean. So super excited. Can't wait to get that here displayed. We'll be deciding what we're going to do with my title. His title has a bunch of autographs, so he's going to keep his title, and I'm going to be looking to gift mine. Again, that term gift. So no, hey, so here we are. We're wrapping up 2023. We've got one tag team champion at WWE. I think those titles are going to get split. We've got 2 men's world championships. I think that's going to be the same. The United States title will probably change hands twice at least next year. And the Intercontinental title will change hands at least once. Gunther's getting ready to take a break. Probably twice will change hands, and Gunther will carry that record for quite a while because the WWE's over here trying to rewrite records. So kudos to WWE and TKO Productions on getting a deal done with All Japan Professional Wrestling. I'm a big fan of collabing with other organizations, and if the WWE was able to get something locked down with another North American organization, I think it would be fantastic. Things that we saw in 2023, I don't want to say that Will Ospreay finally got over, but to see him soon in a North American production company of AEW, I am so happy for him. And shout out to you, buddy. And I hope it's everything and then some. Something else that we saw in 2023, the Mara came back, and she looked fantastic. And so great to see Thunder Rosa back. Kudos to her and her rehab team. And everything that she's got going on. That will be a lot of fun in 2024 because she's got claim to a world title that she did not lose. So that will be a lot of fun. TBS champion, she's going to have her hands full. Julia Hart has been hitting on all cylinders. Great character work. And, just her fantastic move set. She's going to continue to do some really good things. AEW, with their TV situation that they've got going on with Collision and Dynamite and Rampage, I think that will continue to succeed. Looking forward to seeing what Collision is going to do. And, Jay Tilly and I are going to get together here pretty soon and talk about our favorite matches of the year, and 5, 6, 7, not quite 10 come to mind right off the top of my head. But I tell you, AEW has been putting on some bangers. New Japan, really set the year off strong with Wrestle Kingdom, and put the wrestling world on notice. So I think everybody's paying attention. Everybody knows what is what, and everybody's stepping their game up. So looking forward to seeing MLW's new TV deal, what that will look like. Looking forward to NWA continuing to make strides with their 10 pounds of gold and everything in between. EC3 as your NWA World Champion. So who are we going to see where? Who are we going to see wearing championships? I can't freaking wait to see what is going to end up happening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of 2023 and get freaking ready for 2024 because it's going to be a freaking banger of a year. So Jay Tilly and I want to wish you all a very happy new year. Be safe. If you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't drink. I partake in I try and have a plan, so make sure you have a plan. So on behalf of Jay Tilly, I'm ElliJare. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you on the floor.